Today I'm gonna review this. Ooh, this is it's a fresh trade-in right here. 1988 560 SL. Dang, tricked you. Tricked you, man. Now we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this right here. I mean, G80 M3 Competition, first drive on the street. So just took this in on trade-in as well. I think the person traded in for a pickup truck. I realized I sat in this car yesterday. This would be the first time I drive the G80 M3, but it's not. I already drove it on the track, so this will be the first time I drive it on the street. The ones I drove on the track last week didn't have the carbon buckets. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it because they had us moving so fast, and we were just like, all right, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. I didn't even think about like the specs. You would think that the ones that we have on the track would have carbon buckets, but no. It has some aftermarket intakes on there, carbon fiber roof, of course. Once again, I drove it on the track. It was absolutely amazing on the track. If you haven't seen that video, it's on the channel. The link will be somewhere in the description or something like that. And I've gotten into this bucket seat before, but it doesn't really change. Like, you can't just slide in. Like, you got to be strategic because like you get caught in here like that. And I think there's a way to like start it in sport mode, so that way it starts up louder. Let's see. Yeah, I think you could just hit this. Cool. So it's an M dynamic. So I guess now it's gonna start in M dynamic mode, so it should start up a little bit louder. Nice deep tone. Not a power telescoping. It's manual telescoping and you know, up and down, in and out. And this is the aggressiveness of the transmission. I guess I can only do it when I'm in drive. Let me push this seat back too. These seats are still power even though they're buckets, right? They are. Yeah, but see, like, these seats are like impossible to keep up with, man. Like, they're freaking beautiful, but look at this. It's like, I don't know if this stuff comes out or not. It just cleaned, it hasn't been detailed. Yeah, but this interior is definitely hard to keep up with. I like the carbon fiber roof though, without the sunroof. Gives you a lot of possibility. Getting out of this thing, like, it's very strategic. You're not just sliding in and out of this thing. At the end of the world though, but you know, it's a little bit more committed. Let's pop the hood again. I can't wait to hear how this arcade tunes intake sound. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I wonder if this thing's tuned too. If it has an intake, I imagine it's tuned. Nice deep tone. It has a full tank of gas. Harman Kardon. Door closes with a decent thunk to it. Not the most weighty, but of course it is a kind of a race car for the street. But once you're in the seat though, it's nice, man. But it's definitely holding you in, that's for sure. Let's get this show on the road. So the first time I'm driving the M3 Competition on the regular pedestrian street, because I have driven it on a racetrack, which I guess I'm really becoming a content creator now, because that's how sometimes it goes for a lot of YouTubers and stuff. It's gonna be interesting to compare. I have it in automatic now. You could tell this thing is just a weapon already. It's like, it doesn't drive like a normal car, even at like, you know, 2 miles an hour. The potency is incredible. Wow, that's like 30%. And mind you, it's an M dynamic, so I have it on full tilt. You could feel the power immediately. Should I drive in like in normal mode first? I don't know. And whenever you see these on the road, you notice it's something special. I guess I'll assume it has a stage 1 or something because of the RK intakes. Transmission super responsive, but of course everybody expects that from a ZF8. It's 12:30 right now. There is traffic on Route 22 and stuff. I'm gonna try to take it to some twisty roads. Well, I am gonna go to some twisty roads, but I don't know how much traffic there's gonna be. But so far, driving impression, very powerful 3 Series in the sense where probably supercar performance. I mean, I guess back then, you know, supercars from a few years ago, just a few years ago, but in a 4-door sedan, You could drive it every day. The X-Drive helps a lot. But this potency is amazing. That's potent. Steering is very sharp too. You feel the weight, but the power masks it. Very smooth though, like the car is incredibly smooth. I've driven an F80 a couple times, F80, F82 a couple times. I'm not gonna say that I'm super experienced with them. From the little experience that I do have with them, and this experience now, like the F80 is more violent. I love the sound of the intake. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but the sound is just incredible. And this transmission is so close ratio, like the RPMs aren't dropping all that much. It's just staying in the power band. I'm impressed with how close ratio that transmission is. And it's an 8-speed, so you would imagine, yeah, but dang, like that's like, you're clicking through it and it's like not dropping off the revs at all. It's just locking and loading in there. So the display is touchscreen. You could control it from the knob, of course, and the touchscreen as well. That is so nice. That is so nice. I can see how maybe the buckets can become a little bit uncomfortable over time. But right now for this short drive, it's just hugging me in place. Like I'm not going anywhere. I have no movement. My body has no movement. Transmission's super responsive. It's like composed though. It's not egging me on so much to the point to where I have to rev it out. But it just knowing that you have the power under you is such a great feeling. But it's not begging you to bring it out. And I'm pretty sure I'm on the max setting. I don't know how the previous owner had the MDM2 set up, but it is MDM, traction control is off. Going through like just regular traffic, it's fun, it entertains you, the paddle shifters entertain you. I can't wait to drive a manual one of these. I want to see what my impression is going to be of the manual transmission. Because I don't know if I spoke about it on my track day video of the BMWs, but the M3 and the M4 greatly impressed me. I drove those on the racetrack. The M2 didn't impress me all that much. Maybe it's because I drove it in a different setting and not as high speed of a situation in the autocross. The M3 and the M4 really impressed me. In fact, the M4 impressed me more. I don't know if it's because the pace of the instructor was higher, because that's definitely true. But I mean, the two cars should have basically the same capability, the same potential. I like this stock exhaust though. If this is even stock, I'm not sure. But like, I think this is the way I would do it. Because I've thought about it before. Because the exhaust just grabs too much attention. Unwanted attention, wanted attention. But with the intake, it's just like, it enhances the interior experience without attracting unnecessary and unwanted attention. I think this thing is drinking fuel. I'm not entirely sure. Like green. Let's do a pull. The F80 is probably more violent than that because of the rear-wheel drive, and probably a rear-wheel drive G80 is probably more violent than this. But the power is responsive, makes people look, and the comfort is not so bad, even with the buckets. When you hit a brake, when you brake and downshift at the same time, this thing's slowing down. I'm trying to take the road as smooth as possible, but like, it's bumpier, yeah, but it's not too bad. But it is definitely bumpier. And I have it in M dynamic. I'll probably try to put it in normal comfort on the way back after the mountain road. This thing is for sale. It's for sale for about 80 grand. It has about 28,000 miles on it. And those gears just being so close together, it just gives it, like, dang. I noticed it on the track too. I noticed that the gears were very close together. You were just always in the perfect part of the power band. I love this. There's a sensation that it makes every time it shifts. It's like a, I don't know, it just kind of pops into gear. Look at the sun. The sun's beautiful today. Thank God. X4M over there. M40, I think it was. Not sure. mature sound. It's not like, you know, obviously it doesn't have a fart can on it like Civics do and stuff. Yeah, even in the low revs, just that intake sound is just awesome. Oh, these guys are making rights. Let's go. Oh, wait, what? This guy's making a right and you're not? Wow. So why would you go to the right? I don't know. I'm not trying to be too aggressive, obviously. This is not my car. This car is for sale. Just want to kind of show my first impression of the car personally. And obviously the car has no issues. Like, you know, it's driving amazing. But I definitely do want to, yeah, this thing is drinking fuel. Like, you could probably get great gas mileage. I've heard you can get great gas mileage on these cars if you're driving it normal, but when you're stepping on it, it's just, this thing drinks fuel. Are these aftermarket paddle shifters? Not sure. Second gear pulls. There we go. Wow, man. This C300 is going like a... I'm pretty sure this is under the speed limit. That's 35. Slow like molasses. This is crazy. Wow. You keep making me think that you're gonna let me through, but then you don't. Like, why are you going so slow? Are you making a right? It's like, it's hard to even tell what you're doing. Like, what are you doing? And you're gonna end up making a left too. That's crazy, bro. Oh, thank God. All right. The acceleration is just crazy. You can feel it's a heavy car. It's not as nimble as a smaller, lighter car would obviously be. And the gearing, the power and the gearing just make up for it. It's supple over the little bump. Wow, sharp. That was fun. Yeah, that was amazing because you could feel the weight through the turns, but it masks it really well with the gearing and the power. I've driven a lot smaller, lighter cars on this road, Miatas, FRS, stuff like that, and those are definitely more enjoyable, especially on that tight section there. But man, this thing is a blast, and it's just so potent. The sound is just so cool. That's a great acceleration. And like the car is so composed when you want it to be. It's like, it's so quiet. The sound system's probably great. I don't really have interest in trying it right now. I'm just enjoying the way it drives. I really want to try a manual one. I would love to try a manual one. This automatic one is absolutely fantastic. It's just fun to drive, you know? Like these, like cars that are fun, they're fun. What can I say? So I don't know, well, the ones on the track, I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to any like sounds or anything on the track. I was focused on, you know, keeping up with the instructors and staying on the road. But from what I hear and what people tell me, from what I hear, YouTube, all that stuff, arcade tunes intakes are the way to go. Like I already had made the decision, when I do get myself one of these cars, the arcade intakes are the way to go. Arcade intakes and probably no exhaust, just stock exhaust. I don't know if people really do resonator deletes on these cars like that. I'll do more research when the time comes. But like this setup is just great because it allows you to not attract unwanted attention too much. But the interior experience, which is the one that mostly matters, is where you're spending time. It's just great. Those gears are just awesome. Is crazy. To stay back a little bit because I do want to take this spiritedly, because this is really the last tight section on here. styling is awesome too. Like a lot of people aren't a fan of the styling. It's grown on a lot of people. But the way that somebody the way that somebody explained it to me one time, it has that the nose definitely has that look where like you want to let it pass because it's so imposing in your rear view mirror. And that stuck with me because it's true. I mean, I've only been driving for what? I can't have been driving for more than 40 minutes. It had a full tank, it has a quarter tank. So if you're gonna be stepping on this car, it's gonna chug fuel. It's gonna chug it. Quick, composed, controllable, which I guess takes away from some of the drama that the previous generations of M3 had because it's so refined. But I can't speak, I can only speak based off of the little experience that I have with the F8X chassis, the very little experience I have with the G8X chassis, and on all the reviews and information that I've looked at over time. But absolutely, I mean, so yeah, driving it on the street is very composed, very daily drivable. I feel like I'm saying that about every car I drive. People are gonna start saying that as a joke. He thinks everything's a daily driver, but it's true. The Z06 was a daily driver. This is definitely a daily driver, more than the Z06. I gotta get more experience with the F8X chassis because it is like so composed. Like it's not as wild. Like even the little experience that I do have with that chassis, that car is more wild, which could give it a little bit more of that fun factor. This is just absolutely potent. And with this latest interior, it's great. These bucket seats are fantastic though. Like especially up there, I didn't even mention the bucket seats up there. These bucket seats, like if this were my car and I were to go a couple points more aggressive up there, like I would be able to look forward. I wouldn't have to like focus on bracing myself to like hold myself in the car, keep myself stable. I could just look where I want to go and just go. Well, yeah, when you're at max tilt though, the acceleration definitely does feel like a roller coaster. Gives you that neck snapping acceleration. Ugh. Yeah, the brakes bite though, man. It's a tad touchy at times. Most times it's not touchy, but there are a couple points to where it is a little tad touchy. But it's just because they grab. These brakes are powerful. Overall though, based off of last weekend and you know, me driving this car on the track and me driving this car on the street today, I don't know. I was gonna say that I prefer it on the track, but it is fun on the street too. But of course, knowing what it could do on the track, you want to do what it could do on the track all the time, which on the street is definitely not the right thing to do. but it's great. I love the shifts, so those shifts are just great because it makes you feel them. I'm in the most aggressive mode for the shifts, so it might be artificial. Because correct me if I'm wrong too. Like just because it's on the most aggressive shifts doesn't mean it's the fastest. I could be wrong on that, but I think I heard that somewhere where actually the middle one is the most aggressive. I mean, not aggressive. The middle one is the most fastest. The most fastest. The most, I guess how you say it. Most fastest, the most quick, the fastest. Just take out the word most. It's fastest. Whatever. The styling though, like this styling definitely gets more attention than the F8X. Having the ZF, some people say it's a downfall having this ZF in here versus the DCT that was in the F8X. This car might even be more of a daily than F80, F82. More refined. X-Drive. Let's actually take it out of. Let's see if I hit this button, will it? Oh, it just like, oh, it's because, oh, it keeps downshifting. Oh, there we go. I think, yeah, I think I did shut it off now. All right, so now I think I'm in like standard soft mode. The car is more calm, but not that much. Yeah, the throttle response is definitely softened. Yeah, throttle response is definitely softened. The steering might be slightly less sharp. Transmission is in its softest, slowest setting, but very nice. Yeah, it feels a lot more composed for the like daily drive. Not as get up and go, but even like in the M dynamic mode, it wasn't so much to where it felt like the car was egging me on too much. There's one car that I've ever driven in my life so far to date that I felt like it was too much. Because most cars I drive, like all these BMWs, the Mercedes, all these cars, I always drive them in the max sportiest setting. And that's just how I drive it on the street. It's how I've always done, it's how I always do. There's only one car that I put in the max setting that the car, like it was asking too much. It was demanding too much from me and I had to tone it down a notch. I had to take it from Sport Plus to Sport. And that was a 2010 Porsche 911 Carrera 4S. That car, like on Sport Plus, it was just like, that car was not taking a break. Like that car was just literally, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Why are you not accelerating? Why are you not accelerating? Why are you not turning fast? Like it was like, yo, hold on. Put it back in Sport. And Sport was nice, but Sport Plus is just like, you can only really use Sport Plus if you're on the track, because that Sport Plus is an animal. But I could definitely see how people can buy this car. I could definitely see how people could buy this car and just like daily drive it and and you know, like in its standard mode. Like it's almost like a normal 3 Series when it's like this. Like you could feel it's more aggressive than a standard 3 Series, but like barely. Barely. Like this thing just, it could drive like just like a normal car like this. M3 Competition, man. That's so cool. I don't know, I kind of feel like though, personally, like I might prefer like the drive of the F80 than this. I have to drive it again and give it more of a personal whirl, if you'd allow me to. If you have an F80 that you're willing to let me drive and test for a video, let me know. F80, F82, doesn't really matter. I would greatly appreciate it, and I would obviously shout you out on my humble channel of mine. Just so I could get a comparison more. But overall, like this is like it's typically it's like what they say. It's like all the research I've done. This car is very refined. It's softer. It's very potent, very fast, less violent and less dramatic than its previous counterpart. It's crazy how all this technology and stuff now in these cars could seriously just change the whole personality of a car. Now I'm in its like regular mode, and it drives like a normal car, which is very nice. It's nice to have that contrast. If I give it a little pull in normal mode. It holds the gear though. Let's see if we see somebody over here. Yeah. So once again, it's like not the easiest thing in the world to get in and out of. Yeah, man, the G80 overall. Now people like them too, you know. People like them, they sell. And I see why. You know, after driving this car for a little bit, drove it on the track last week, drove it on the street today, I definitely see the appeal in these cars. A lot more refined than the F8X in my experience used to be. But like super well appointed. People love this car, crazy stupid fast, and just like, you know, very nice. These carbon buckets are absolutely beautiful. This one has the executive package, so you have the rear climate control and the USB-C ports and whatnot, stitching. But yeah, man, overall this is very, very good looking. If you like these videos, if you want to see more of them, if you hate them, let me know your opinion on the car. Do you like the car? Do you hate the car? Do you want to buy the car? If you want to buy the car, hit me up, CACV Motors, DM me, you know, or call me. My phone number is on all my social media as well. You can call me, text me at any time. This one's available. We're going to get a lot more in stock. And of course, if you want to buy a brand new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC, of course, I'm the guy as well. And yeah, man, so like, comment, share the video, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know your opinion on the cars. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.